Fam, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to be trying a full face of some of Samantha March's favorite products. Now these products are mostly high-end with like a little sprinkling of affordable products. However, if you guys like this video and you're interested in more affordable products, I know she has definitely shared some affordable products she loves. Just let me know down in the comments below and let me know that you'd like to see that affordable products video as well if you're interested in that. So without further ado, let's get into this full face of favorites. Hello. So I thought we'd have a little bit of fun with this. Sam has a series where she ranks a lot of her beauty products and they are some of my favorite videos. So I thought we would go ahead and run through my list from number 17 to number 1 of things I absolutely love about Samantha March. Figure we could kind of do that as we go through the makeup. So the first product I'm going to try on my face is the Hello Fab First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. So I received this product in my December Allure Beauty box and we are going to try this for the first time today. I'm going to take the little seal off and everything. So Samantha had mentioned this in her Best of 2019 video, High End, and primer was one that she mentioned that she really loved. So we are going to start with this. Ooh, probably put on way too much as usual. Number 17 on my list of favorite things about Samantha March is her name. Samantha is actually my favorite name in the entire world. I've loved it since I was little. I actually learned of that name, I think in like 4th grade, if you guys are familiar with the American Girl dolls. The American Girl Samantha was always my favorite one. She was like a brunette with glasses, if I remember correctly, and she was from New York. And I just thought she had the most beautiful name in like the entire world. I actually named my cat when I was in 7th grade. I got a little orange tabby cat. I named her Samantha. And while I probably won't ever have children, if I ever did have a daughter, I would name her Samantha. I love her name. So next for foundation, we're going to go with the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. This product was mentioned in her 2019 favorites as well as in her ranking new foundations video, and I'll link all of her videos down below. So I'm going to go ahead and do my little pumps and we're going to go and start blending this, and I'll let you know my number 16 favorite thing about Samantha March. She's very thorough in her reviews and she provides a lot of pros and cons. I really like this about her because when someone basically goes through products that they like or don't like, it's very much based on their own personal experience with the product, based on their skin type, based on their preferences and such. And so you may have a creator basically say, you know, I hate this product, and either not give the reasons why or not maybe say who the product might work for. So I really feel like she does focus when she's talking about different products. She does focus on either if she likes a product, you know, why she likes it, and also if she doesn't like a product, who might like a product or why she doesn't like it. And I think that's a really helpful thing when you're looking at products, trying to decide if it's something that you should buy or not. I love that about her channel. The next product I'm going to go in with is the Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. So Samantha mentioned this product in her ranking concealers. I spill foundation, or I spill concealer on my leggings. I'm not going to tell you where it was ranked because I would never want to ruin the fun of those videos, but I will say that she does love this concealer, and so do I. Number 15 that I love about Samantha March is that she's consistent. I'm sure she's a super duper busy woman, like super busy. She's an author. I think she's written like 7 or 8 books now, which I definitely need to pick up. She has obviously this channel. She's posting like 5 days a week. She's done collabs. She goes on brand trips, all this stuff. You know, I'm sure she's extremely busy, even just with stuff in her own personal life. And yet she finds time, even when she's sick, to engage with us, to post. And I really admire her hustle and her drive. I think she is goals. Any of us, if you're struggling with anything, with just life, with anxiety, with anything really, it can be really hard to push through. It can be hard to be creative when you feel kind of like, whoa. And you know, a lot of us experience, I shouldn't speak for everybody, myself, I experience for sure at least a couple times a week where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just can't. And like, I don't know where she finds the inner strength, the motivation, the tenacity to push through everything and be so consistent, you know, even when she's sick. So I just think she has goals. I think she's amazing and that she's so consistent with her posting. So next I'm going to go in with the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. This was a product that she mentioned in her ranking her powders. And I'm going to go ahead and put this under my eyes. This is just the little mini one. I do have the full sizes. I do have the full size as well, but I figured this one's already open. I'll just go ahead and grab this one. And this is a beautiful setting powder. It's definitely one of my favorites as well, in that I bought the mini and then went back and bought the full size. And I'm just going to go ahead and use this to, you know, set my concealer and such. But moving along to number 14 of things I love about Samantha, she's honest and transparent. And while I have never met her, I don't know her personally, I think I have a really good sense about people in general. I usually know within like 10 minutes of meeting somebody, like how I feel about them. I think most of us do. You get like an impression about a person right away. And she just strikes me as someone who is so honest and so transparent. She openly shares all kinds of things about her life, which I'll get more into as we move up the list, with her audience, which for sure takes a level of comfort and vulnerability. I just admire that about her. You can just tell that she's being authentic, and I love that. Next is the CoverGirl Healthy Vitalist Powder. So this she actually mentioned in both her ranking her powders as well as don't miss this product at the drugstore, that video, which again, I'll have everything linked down below. But she also has pan in her powder, as I have in mine. This is definitely one that I do like. I do think that this product is probably being discontinued as well because I have seen it at TJ Maxx. It's a great powder and it's unfortunate that they may be discontinuing this, but hopefully they are replacing it with something even better. This brings us to number 13. Samantha actually takes the time to respond in her comment section. I've seen creators with much smaller channels not do nearly as much, whether they just don't even acknowledge comments or they just heart a comment. She actually takes the time to like respond most of the time, or she'll love it. You know that she's in her comments engaging with her audience, and I think that that's so awesome. She's got to get a bajillion comments. I mean, she's got a pretty large following, not the largest. She's not in the millions or something like that. But for someone like myself, in the low 200s, to see somebody with over 86,000 subscribers take the time to read and respond to so many of her subscribers and people that are enjoying her content, I just think that that speaks real volumes about her character and about her commitment and about her like true desire to engage, to interact with her viewers. I think that's awesome. So next for bronzer, we're gonna go in with the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronze Tantastic Bronzer. This was mentioned in her ranking her bronzer video. I'm gonna take a little bit on this Real Techniques brush and go ahead and apply this to my cheeks. And my number 12 favorite thing about Samantha is that she is humble and genuine. So she recently won an award. It was one of the influencer awards for 2019 for skincare. I did vote for her several times because I adore her. She won and she didn't think she was gonna win. And she's like, I'm just a small town girl from Iowa. Just the fact that she like did her own makeup for the award show and she told us what she wore and she had her cute little express dress, that she'd hauled with us. Like, it just felt like our friend was winning. Somebody that is so genuine and didn't even think she was gonna win, but went because she was brave, and she was scared, but she was brave. And like, I just love how humble and how genuine of a person she is. I just adore her. Like, how could you not love her? I don't honestly know how she doesn't have 20 million people following her, because she's just lovely. Next for blush, I'm gonna go in with the Becca Mineral Blush in Flower Child. So this is one that Samantha mentioned in her ranking her single blushes. That brings us to number 11 of things that I love about Miss Samantha March. And that is that she uses her truth to help others. So she will share things about her childhood or about her shopping habits, how finances have impacted her relationship from a financial perspective. She shares about her mental health struggles, and she just uses her platform not just to talk to us about new products, but to help people to feel like understood, not alone. She's willing to make herself vulnerable. She's willing to share her truth, to make other people, to express empathy for others. And I think that is admirable and brave and fabulous. Next for brows, I'm going to go in with the Benefit Precisely My Brow as well as the Gimme Brow by Benefit. I couldn't find specifically a a favorite brow product. I couldn't find any videos dedicated specifically to brows. However, I did go ahead and look in her description and see what she was using for some videos, and I did see that she was using this brow product. So I went ahead and grabbed this out of my little stash, and that's what we're going to use for brows today. I also know my brows desperately need to be waxed because they are out of control. But I'm hoping to get to the nail salon this weekend, finally, and get my nails done. And that is typically where I get my brows waxed. And it's like after work, and I just didn't feel like plucking my brows all night. So just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys. So we're just going to kind of ignore my crazy brows right now and keep it moving. Number 10. So my number 10 thing I love about Samantha is that she is an empath. She's sensitive. There's something I relate to a lot about Samantha, and no tea, no shade, obviously, is that she is very sensitive. Sometimes she'll get emotional in her videos. And I can totally relate to that because I'll be in the middle of trying to talk to Doug about anything and I'll just start crying. And I don't mean like sobbing or anything, but like I sometimes can't help but like feel emotional, even like about good things. Like I'll be talking to him about like something that happened or something somebody said or something about anything, like, even if it's a good thing. And sometimes I get all choked up and I don't mean to. I just can't help myself. And I feel like she is very much that way as well. And I had recently left her a comment about, when I was little, I would hear songs on the radio. And if they were slow songs, like even if they were happy songs or love songs, I would start crying, like, because they were slow. And the reason, and I even remember feeling this way, the reason I would cry is because I thought the people were sad. Like I thought the song was slow because the people were sad, and their sadness literally made me cry. One that my older sister loved torturing me with was Silent Night, like the Christmas song. Yeah, not a sad song, but for some reason it sounds so sad and like melancholy. I would literally burst out crying every single time she'd start to sing that song, which she got total kick out of, typical Capricorn. But yeah, I really was very emotional growing up, very sensitive. I even remember crying at the dinner table if everybody, like my older brother, he would just like start staring at me like to be funny and get everybody else to do it too, and I would start crying. Like, I mean, I was very little. I mean, like 4 or 5 years old. But yeah, I remember even back then just being so sensitive. And, the way I was brought up with, my mom, I believe she provided a really good role model for me. Like, she was a great role model. She was. And she always taught us, it's not funny unless everyone's laughing, meaning don't laugh at other people's expense. And, she taught us words hurt worse than a fist because they stay with you a lot longer. And, just to be mindful about how you speak to other people. We were never allowed growing up to point little toy plastic guns at animals or each other ever. And we would get in super trouble. It's a plastic gun. Nobody cares. But like, it was so important to her to instill that in us, not to do that kind of stuff. And like, I'm going off on a tangent, but I just really relate to her so much and her sensitivity. And the other day when she mentioned that she was an empath, I was like, no wonder, because I really believe I am too. I'm really good at guessing people's astrological signs, usually within 3 guesses. If I spend enough time with them, I'm like, I can tell what you are. And like sensing people's emotions, Doug is a Scorpio and he can tend to like, Scorpios sort of play their cards close to their chest. But like with me, he doesn't really need to tell me what's going on so much because I can often like just feel it. He feels me too, like he can tell my mood, he can tell what I need. Scorpios are very psychic too. I'm going off on an astrological tangent now. Point being, I love that she has such a closeness and a sensitivity to others. I love that she cares about other people's feelings. I love that she understands other people's pain and feels like she does feel other people's pain, or that she feels other people's happiness and can celebrate with them. Like I love that she cares and that she wants to care and that she's open to being sensitive and to caring for others. I think that that's something that as a society, we're all on our phones, we're all in our own world, we're in our own bubble, we're the most, center of our own universes. And it's good to hear people caring about other people and empathizing with other people and being sensitive to others. I love that about her. So next for highlight, how could I not? Of course, I'm going to use her Ofra March Beauty Word highlighter. I got this as well as her 3-piece Ofra liquid lip set as soon as they launched, like the day they launched, I was on it. I'm going to go ahead and use this pink Pillow Talk highlighter, and I'm going to put this on my cheeks. Ooh. Whoa. So number 9 thing I love about Samantha is that she is an author and that she loves books. So I have loved books since I was little. And I've always been a really strong writer. When I took my GMAT for grad school, I actually scored in the 93rd percentile, meaning that writing skills were better than 92% of applicants taking the GMAT. My very first published piece was in my elementary school newspaper called The Hoot. It was a poem about fall. We had to write about fall for a class assignment for creative writing. And I hate fall. I mean, I know, like, sacrilegious, right? I hate fall. I hate winter. I only really like spring and summer. I do like fall up until like Halloween. After that, fall can just go eat a whole bag. You know what I'm saying? A whole bag. I hate winter. Once January rolls around, I'm typically in a much better mood because I always feel like if you've ever gone to college, January is when spring semester starts. So I think I've always kind of like equated January with like spring's almost here. So even though it's like the coldest part of winter, once January hits, I'm fine. But September through December is like the most depressing part of the year for me. I hate that it gets dark. I hate that it gets cold. I hate that summer's over. Summer is my favorite season. I am a Leo. I was born like the dead heat of it's just my jam. I love that. Why was I talking about fall? Oh, I also wrote a lot in high school. I was editor of the newspaper, and I also was published in our poetry journal that we had called The Squire. When I was 11, I started writing poetry like for myself as a way to kind of deal with life and everything. You know, I would write about it. And then after a horrifically painful breakup in 2013, I started writing a book. And I'm really, really proud of it. I think it's got really great potential. I need to go back and reread it, edit, all that stuff. But I got about like, I think they say you need like 80,000 words or 85,000 words for a novel, and I'm up to like 50,000 words. So it's like 2/3 of the way like to a book. But when I started grad school, I had to kind of put it to the side. I just didn't have time for anything else but schoolwork. I then finished school in September of 2018, and then had a few months of like waffling and not sure what I wanted to do next. And then in January I started my channel. So, which if any of you guys are creators out there, you know how time consuming this is. It pretty much takes over everything. So I need to get back to writing, and I have felt so inspired by Samantha to try to make that happen for myself, to find better balance and find a way that I can get back to my book and back to writing. I think it can help other people who go through something similar and don't know what to do. And I didn't, you know, when I was experiencing all this, I had to basically like, you know, learn the hard way. And if I can save anybody time, you know, I'd love to be able to do that. So I just think it's something that's very relatable, and it's a story that I think, you know, needs to be told. And I really would like to get back to writing. So I love that Samantha is an author and she balances YouTube with that. And I love that she loves what she calls chick lit, you know, like topics around, you know, romance and girls and all kinds of good stuff. But yeah, I love that she's a writer. Okay, so next for eyeshadow, we're going to go with the Natasha Denona Mini Nude Palette. And this was featured in Samantha's ranking, I think, all of the eyeshadow palettes she tried in 2019. And I'm going to go ahead and create a very simple look with this little palette. That brings us to number 8. It's going to start with this little guy right here. So number 8, something I love about Samantha is that she has a great sense of humor. She is so like at times silly and funny, and I love her expressions. I remember her telling us a funny story about her dog Aries running around with like Ulta and Sephora purchases and like running around the house with boxes because I think she orders a lot of Aries's treats and food and stuff, you know, from like Chewy and stuff. I'm not sure if Chewy's the actual site, but like, you know, pet supply places like that. So I think little Aries is so accustomed to getting presents and getting stuff delivered for her that she just ran off with Samantha's makeup. And I was just howling at home. It was so funny. She's so like clever and witty. I love her like stories about wine night with Charlotte Tilbury, Natasha Denona, and Pat McGrath, and like all the Pat bringing the most expensive wine and all that good stuff. Like she just cracks me up. You know, it's a farce. She's just kidding and all, but I love the way that she spins, you know, loving an expensive foundation with like, you know, with Pat and wine night and stuff. She just cracks me up. She's just such a funny person and such a sweet person, and like I love her sense of humor so much. She's just adorable. She's just absolutely adorable. And then I'm just gonna pick a shimmer for the lid. I'll just go with this one. So Samantha did not mention any eyeliner that I could find anywhere. I have no idea what her favorite eyeliner is or ones she likes, but I'm gonna grab this ColourPop. This is one of their creme gel liners, and it is in the shade Get Paid. So I'm just gonna go with my waterline real quickly with this. So next for mascara, I'm gonna go with the Hourglass Caution Mascara. Fortunately, because y'all know I only open like one mascara at a time. So I'm currently using a Laura Mercier mascara, but this one was one that I opened for my Hourglass video and I've only used a few times, but it was already open. So thankfully one of her favorites from, I believe, her 2018 favorites video was this Hourglass mascara. She liked this one. Well, this was one of the ones that she had mentioned that she liked. And I happen to have this one. So we are going to use this today. And that brings us to number 7. What I love about Samantha. And that is that her content is always fun and engaging. She just really is creative, and I love that like back in the day she was, you know, trying to get out of the habit of buying so much makeup. And she and her husband were going through some financial stuff at the time, and she couldn't really buy a ton of makeup, but she wanted to continue to make content. And she's actually the one that came up with the Will I Buy It series, which now I feel like everyone has a Will I Buy It series on their channel, and she's the one that started it, which I think is amazing. Like, what a claim to fame, and like what an impact on the community she's had with that. And it's such a great thing because it really does. I mean, they're my favorite videos to watch on her channel, on anyone's channel. I love Will I Buy It. I actually should do them myself, and I kind of have not a similar series. I have something else I'm working on with my low buy that I talked to you guys about in my 12 goals for 2020. And I am going to be doing a video for you guys before the end of the month where I will be unveiling this little series for you guys, and you'll see kind of what it's about. But I do think it's a great way to talk about makeup without necessarily having to buy everything. You know, there's swatches out there, there's pictures, and it's just like a more like responsible and sustainable way to talk about makeup, because not every product that comes out, you know, if we were buying everything that came out in order to talk about it, think about the waste that would cause, especially with not every product being designed for every skin type. You know, something's a dry product or an oily product. You know, you may be more into neutrals and colorful palettes are coming out, or into colorful palettes and neutrals are coming out. It's just a nice way to be able to openly discuss, you know, introduce products to people, let them know kind of what they might be interested in or not interested in based on, you know, the description of the product. I just think it's a brilliant idea. So happy that she started that. I'm so happy that people picked up on it and that it became such a, you know, widespread type of content on YouTube. I definitely enjoy it. I love it, and I think she should be immensely proud of herself for creating such a cool video idea. So next, lip products was tricky because she had so many favorites, and I had so many of the ones that not so many, but I had quite a few of the ones that she mentioned, including, like I said, her own lip collection with Ofra. But ultimately, I went with the Il Makiage collab with Carly Bible. This is the red shade, which is in a blaze. Number 6 thing that I love about Samantha March is she's all about that positive energy. Let me quick line my lips and then I will finish that thought. Okay, I look crazy with my lines, with my lips lined and my lips not filled in, but bear with me. I can't. Let me fill in my lips. Okay, so we'll have a twofer. So we have the Carly Bible Il Maquillage Red Shade, and this is in Venus. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit because my lips are all crazy, but okay. So I feel like in our community, there are so many people that basically thrive on negativity. You've got all these drama channels that basically just like wait for people to mess up, or for someone to share something vulnerable about themselves so that they can prey upon it and, you know, hash it all out. You've got people crapping all over brands all the time, basically for views. I just feel like we're like, sort of sometimes we can get into this place where it's like the folks that slow down outside of a car accident and gape at stuff. And I feel like there are people for sure that make content like that they're all about being negative because it does sometimes generate more views. And I feel like Samantha never goes that route. I feel like she always stays on like a positive type situation, and that's kind of how I try to run my channel too. There's all kinds of things I could say, you know. Oh, that's karma right there. I'm getting lipstick all over myself. But you know, she keeps it like she stays on the high road. You know what I mean? And I just think that that's awesome. And like, she doesn't buy into all the BS and like the, oh my gosh, all the negativity. She just doesn't run her you know, her show like that. And I appreciate that about her. You know, I'm not always in the mood to hear somebody complaining for, you know, 45 minutes in a video. Hopefully slightly less of a hot mess now. Hopefully. Number 5, she is about community over competition, which I also think is admirable. Like, we're all in this together. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's enough room for everybody. I love that she does promote other people, that she does give credit where credit is due, that she does want everyone to succeed. And she's not trying to be selfish about it or take from other people without giving them credit. And like, I don't know, I love that she is confident enough and secure enough in herself that she is happy to celebrate other people too. That she does give props and give love to people that she's met, and that she desires to meet more people from the space, and that like, you know, travel more and get to know people better and do meetups and do all kinds of stuff. Like, I love that she's about the community, and I love that she's not like one of those basic chicks. You know what I mean? You know the ones. So next I'm going to go in with a Fenty Gloss Bomb. So she mentioned liking Diamond Milk. I don't have Diamond Milk. I do have Fussy, but Fussy didn't really go with this look. So I am using at least the formula for Fenty Beauty, and this is in the shade Confetti. So I'm just going to use this as my lip gloss as we get into my number 4 reason. So my number 4 reason for loving Samantha is that she is invested in our financial health, and she's invested in her financial health. And I love that she talks about those topics because they're things that we should all be considering, especially with makeup purchases, as makeup is something that isn't like, you know, something we need for survival. It's not food and shelter and, you know, paying taxes and all that stuff. It's not a need, it's a want. And I think oftentimes, like, I don't know if y'all feel like me about this, but I would get so triggered from like a lot of videos or new releases and stuff, and like feel like I needed to buy everything. And I don't. You know, I have one face. Like, I don't need a million things. But I was, you know, thankfully I wasn't going into debt or anything, but I was depriving my savings account. I was depriving my, you know, financial future of stability by spending so much money on makeup. And I love that she has topics about this, and she has whole videos dedicated to this about, you know, planning and budgeting and educating yourself and being responsible. So I love that she cares about our financial health. For setting spray, I'm going to go in with the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. to set this face of makeup. And we'll talk about my number 3 reason I love Samantha March. Okay. Samantha March, I believe, genuinely cares about our community. She cares about the beauty community. She cares about creators. She cares about consumers, and she cares about her audience. Like, she genuinely cares. I feel that in her content, in the various topics she talks about, in the way she conducts herself in her comments, in the way she, like I said, continuously produces content. She cares. You can tell she cares. And she cares about, you know, the environment and about waste and about everything. Like, she just, I really do believe that she's vested and invested, and that she really does care about this community. Next, for lashes, I'm going to go in with the ColourPop Falsies Faux Lashes, and this is in the the style Shorty. So she didn't mention the specific style, but she didn't mention the specific style. However, she did mention loving ColourPop lashes. So I grabbed these out because I thought they would go nice with this look. And let's talk about my number 2 thing I love the most about Samantha March. I'm going to use the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. So number 2 is that she is super sweet and really kind. She's all about kindness and about promoting kindness. And that is something that is so near and dear to my heart. I have been a huge advocate for the underdog since I was a little girl. There was a girl in my 4th grade class who got picked on a lot. And we had a Pollyanna. And I was one of the first people to pick. I knew no one would choose her gift because she was ostracized in my class and she was really picked on and people were really, really mean. And I was a very shy, scared little kid when I was little. And I grew up in a bit of a tough area. And so the first thing I did when I went up there was I grabbed her gift because I did not want her to go home with her own gift. And that was just logic of a 9-year-old. That just made sense to me at the time. And, you know, it was a strange little gift. I'll never forget. It was a white, 2 pins actually, like a woman would wear on her blazer or something back in the day. They were 2 pins. One was green and one was white, and they were flowers that you would pretty much like I said, like wear maybe to like church or something, on a dress, like almost like a little, not like a boutonniere, but like, you know what I mean? Like a little corsage type flower thing. They were faux flowers. It was definitely a strange gift for a 4th grader to receive. But it was fine. I didn't really care what I got. I just wanted to make sure I got her gift. And I didn't want her to feel, you know, bad or anything or feel weird. I just didn't want kids to be mean to her. You know what I mean? Like, that was my thing. I just didn't want people to be mean. And my mom, I told her, like, you know, I brought it home from school and she's like, you know, she was asking questions. She's like, you know, this is like definitely a different kind of gift. And I explained to her the logic of why I chose it. You know, again, being a 9-year-old, I just thought, well, this makes sense. My mom burst out crying. And I was really shocked. You know, I was just a little kid. I was like, did I do something wrong? Like, what happened? My mom was so proud of me that day. And I mean, this was a long time ago. It still sits with me. I can still perfectly see the pins in my head and what they looked like. I still remember the way I felt that day. And, you know, kindness has always been something that's been super duper important to me. I've always been an advocate for the underdog. I cannot for my life watch horror movies because I can't stand watching people get hurt. And I want to jump through the TV and beat up the bad guy. And I know that's ridiculous. And I know it's fiction. And I know there's plenty of people out there that love horror movies. I'm just not one of them. I really can't do it. It makes me too angry to see people get hurt. Like, I can't sit back and just watch people, even though I know it's fake. I can't. I have too much heart. I don't know. But yeah, that's just how I've always been. And I love that she strikes me as a similar kind of person that, you know, just really values kindness and practices kindness. I see it like in just the way she conducts herself. I really appreciate that about her. I love that about her. These are really cute. And I'm surprised at how thick this band is, that they didn't, that they weren't too hard to like kind of bend and get into place. Okay, so I don't know how secure these lashes are, but we're going to keep it moving because this foundation is creasing like crazy in my smile lines. And that is our last product, but not my last item on my list. Because my number one favorite thing about Samantha March is that she's not afraid to be herself. Absolute favorite thing. I love how true to herself she is. I love that she's not afraid to say how she feels and to, you know, be the sweet person that she is, and she's not trying to be tough or cool or anything else. She's just totally fine being herself. Being silly, being goofy, being real, being vulnerable, being true, being kind. I love that she's not afraid to be herself. Absolute favorite part. So anyway, guys, this is the final look. I hope that you enjoyed this video and seeing some different favorite products from Samantha March and finding out for me what I love most about her, as my lights are dying. So anyway, I love you guys so much. Let me know if you're interested in a favorites again, but the more affordable version, because she definitely did share some affordable products as well. So anyway, I love you guys so much. I can't wait to talk to you soon. Till next time.